if you wanted to get to like 1 million as a one-person company. I think that there is a space for like, if you were trying to do it as a one-person company, like a take a chance agency. As a content creator and podcaster, I get hit up so often by clips editors. Everybody's like, yo, let me level up your clips game, bro. And that's what they all sound like, you know, and that's the DM template that they have when they DM me on Twitter and Instagram. Like, bro, let me know when you're ready to level up your clips game. It's
that's
like
what the dudes from India are pretending to sound like these days.
Exactly. Yeah. They're like, hello, bro. That wasn't a good one. I'm not going to do that, actually.
No, try again. Run it back. Please let me level up. Clip. All right. That was okay.
Welcome,
yours was so bad it couldn't have been offensive. Mine was still bad, but just enough to be offensive. Yeah, highly offensive.
Welcome to my editing store.
All right.
Let me level up your clipped game.
Okay.
How do you get from 0 to 1 million? That's $0 in your bank account to $1 million in your bank account, or $0 a year in revenue to $1 million a year in revenue. My name is John Coyle, and I'm a marketing consultant that consults on over $500 million a year in revenue across about 200 brands. And this is the biggest thing I get asked. How do you get something off the ground and get traction and get those initial customers? So I'm going to go through 5 ideas today that I think are a great way to get from 0 to 1 million. I also think that these are great ideas for if you already have an established business, kind of doing a pivot to get to the next level of revenue. This is Dark Mode. It's a business comedy podcast where I bring together comedians and entrepreneurs and we talk about business. My guest today is a very special guest. He's my friend, my best friend, and best friend that I've ever had. My only friend.
Best I ever had.
Yeah. It's Casey. His name is Casey Fernstrom. I haven't said your last name once. We've already breaking the fourth wall. We've recorded like 2 other episodes together.
It's all right. It'll be on the down below.
Yeah. His name is Casey Fernstrom. He is a creative strategist. He makes, that means he makes ads that hit, baby. He makes them ads that makes them money.
Make the ass jiggle, right?
Yeah.
That's a thing.
Yeah.
Call back to another episode.
Call back to something they have no idea.
Might come out after this. Who knows?
Yeah. Makes ads that make sales. Also, you know, just an all around fun guy. Likes to do fun things like sit at home and watch House of the Dragon, and also sit at home and watch Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
And also sit at home and watch football. All super fun things.
Sit at home, watch Outlander.
Yeah.
I've been big on Outlander lately.
Yeah. Yellowstone when it was on.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good. John, my name's Casey, creative strategist at TR Agency. So yeah, I mean, I'm not a comedian or an entrepreneur exactly, but I like to consider myself kind of in the nice, like happy middle zone.
You're entrepreneurial.
Yeah, and I'm
kinda
funny-ish every once in a while.
Right.
So,
yeah, you're kind of a mid.
I'm qualified to be on the show. Plus, you know, the first iteration of the show
was just you and me.
It was just you and me.
If you've been with this podcast for a while.
Hey, Felix.
If you're the fan, then you already know Casey. Casey was my co-host for basically 100-ish episodes of this, and we're on episode 126 now. So it's really been a small gap that you haven't been around.
It's true. Yeah.
And hopefully you'll be around more.
Welcome back, me. I'm really well suited for this episode too, John, because I happen to know, at least for me personally, the first step how to get from $0 to $1 million. Would you like to know what that is?
Yes. You've built this setup up, so it better be good.
Well, the first step for me to get from 0 to $1 million is I'd have to remove about $87 from my bank account. That's true. You got to get yourself down to 0 first. Yep. Get your back against that wall. So, just one little shopping spree at anywhere, really. You can spend that amount anywhere.
That's an order from Buffalo Wild Wings for you.
There we go.
You know what I mean? Like,
let's get some BB dubs. And then we'll become millionaires.
That's a Sunday afternoon during football season. Okay. So I got a couple things that I think are like business ideas or things I'm just seeing out in the marketplace right now that I think that people can move on. All right. So the first one is what I'll call the real replacement brand. So this is specifically for physical product brands, e-commerce brands. Mm-hmm. And those are really hard to launch and make work right now. So if you go launch like a clothing brand, or you go launch another supplement brand, Lion's Mane, CBD, whatever it is, it's just hard to make it work right now. It's very saturated. It's very hard to like get into markets that are competitive and that people repeat purchase in. Or you can go the route of like trying to make some innovative, cool product, but then you have the problem of like people buy that once and then that's the last time they need it. And you don't really have like a business. You just have like a product that made some money. So I think there's one type of brand that is doing really well right now, and I have a couple of examples of it. So the first example is Breeze, B-R-E-Z. It's a cannabis and lion's mane drink. Do you know what lion's mane is? I mean, you know what a lion's mane is, but
is that what it is? Like Simba?
Do you know what lion's mane, the substance is?
Yeah, it's a mushroom, right?
Yeah, dude.
Or something taken from mushrooms.
You do know a lot about drugs. That's
what's up.
Yeah, you're up on your fungi. So yeah, lion's mane is
I am a fun guy.
Yeah, it is like a fungus, I guess a mushroom, fungi.
Yeah.
Like, so here's the thing though, like a truffle. Truffle's also a fungi. Is that a mushroom though? Not all fungi are mushrooms, right?
If you put a gun to my head and told me to define what a truffle is, I'm dead.
So like you ordered some truffle fries.
Never would happen, but sure.
Okay, you wouldn't order truffle fries?
I don't know what they are. Why would I order it?
Oh, damn, dude. Like truffle fries at like usually they're like an appetizer,
Yeah.
They'll come with like, they'll come with like Parmesan on them and stuff like that, like Parmesan truffle fries. Dude, I can't believe this is a food, like a bad for me food that like you haven't heard of.
I mean, I've definitely heard of it, right? But I've never like taken the leap.
Just like,
I'm like, what's wrong with regular fries, John? What's wrong with potato? I'm a big potato guy, big Irish guy. I'm a fan of my roots. I'm not trying to get truffles in on my potato dishes.
Okay. So yeah, truffles are like a fungi that is buried in the ground, and you can only find them with like pigs. There's like a truffle hog, a truffle pig. They're the only thing that can find truffles. So they're very rare. You can't force the growth. They only grow naturally. So you can't harvest, like you can't like make them. So they're like kind of, when you see a truffle option at a restaurant, you should consider it because it's actually kind of hard to get truffles. Anyway, digression.
John's a big truffle guy.
Big truffle guy.
Is Big Truffle paying you to run this podcast?
Brought to you by Big Truffle Company.
Welcome to Big
Truffle doesn't need any help. All right. Big Truffle's like, we're already rare as shit, dude.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, is truffle like a replacement brand of potato fries? Is that what you brought up?
No, yeah. So what I'm getting back to is Breeze. That's how we got onto lion's mane truffle. That was the highway there.
Is this Sea Breezy? Like, is this Chris Brown's brand?
It should
be.
It's actually the founder is Nick Shackelford. We both know him. He's been on the pod before. They're taking off. They're like doing really well. There's not a lot of brands that are just killing it at the moment.
I didn't know that Shackelford collaborated with Chris Brown. John, giving that mic the Chris Brown treatment. Boom! We got him.
You were just looking for a Chris Brown setup, or you were looking to set me up for a Chris Brown joke?
Didn't know that you nicknamed your mic Rihanna. All right, that one didn't hit as good, but we'll roll with it.
I mean, it like made me uncomfortable and also made me laugh at the same time.
I know, that's kind of where I am.
That's your sweet spot.
Yeah. That's what I'm here to do, guys.
So, but a lot of people are replacing alcohol with Breeze because it is cannabis. Like it will still make you feel a certain kind of way. It'll still give you that social lubricant that alcohol gives you. When people just do like sober alcohol or like non-alcoholic beer or virgin, like they don't get the social effect of alcohol. And I think that's a bit like for you, especially like if you're out and being social, you're going to have some drinks.
Casey's a different guy on a couple of drinks. That's for sure.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I would say, honestly, I mean, people have a lot of, they have a lot of mistaken ideas about who they are when they drink. I know one thing is I'm much more sociable. So it's like a utility that I use it. Otherwise, I actually don't drink that much. But alcohol has been around.
Like it's like 20, 30 beers a day is all.
Alcohol has been around as long as people have been ingesting substances, right? I mean, which is as long as people have been around.
Yeah.
Don't fact check that.
Yeah.
But it does feel like right now we're in this time where I think it's more than a trend, more than like a fad.
People are sober curious,
Well, To be fair, there's some other stuff that I think that even like taking lion's mane. I don't think I've ever tried it. I don't know. I don't think it's psychoactive exactly. But
no, it's not.
Is it? Are you 100% sober if you're replacing with something that has other effects? So
the combination of
sober from alcohol, though.
The combination of lion's mane and cannabis because cannabis has a different effect than alcohol.
What's
the combination of lion's mane and cannabis would probably have a more similar to alcohol type effect, but maybe a little bit more calming. So lion's mane, a lot of people would replace something like a melatonin with lion's mane.
Okay.
Right. So it's calming.
It's a vibe.
Yeah. And cannabis kind of is too, but in a different sort of way. And alcohol is also a downer, technically.
Sure.
But yeah, like I think a lot of people are sober curious right now. You know, they get curious about other things and they experiment with it. And now they're just experiment with being sober.
Is that what buy curious is? Is that you're curious about buying lion's mane?
Right. And not to be confused with
buy curious then?
Not to be confused with buy curious, but when you're buy curious, you're curious about buying.
Okay.
Just buying new stuff.
You were mentioning that before we turned on the cameras. So I was
right. Yeah. I was trying to tell you I'm very buy curious.
Yeah.
I'd love to.
I knew you were hinting at something. I didn't really.
I'd love to just, maybe take the back cushions out of the couch later. Spoon. I'll be the little spoon.
Take the cushions out of the couch. It's like a futon.
Yeah.
It's like, why would you want it to not be soft?
No, but just the back cushions, because let's be honest, we're not both going to fit on there without taking the cushions.
I'm a whole lot of guy.
Yeah, I'm same.
There you go.
I'm a little thick. I'm thick. I got some junk in the trunk, and I think you'll enjoy it.
You got junk in the trunk?
Yeah.
I got my own lion's mane. I brought it to the party, so we're good to go.
Another version of this is there's a company called Royo Bread, ROYO.
Oh yeah, I heard of them as well.
Yeah, they're killing it as well. I know I have both of these brands. I have some
fake bread
information on. Yeah, no, it's not fake bread. It is a baker.
Just kidding.
But it is.
It's all the things that you don't like about bread taken out. Sorry, that made it sound like it's only the stuff that you don't like about bread. It's all the things you do like about bread without the stuff you don't like.
This is how I'd put it. If you get their bagels are their best selling product.
Right.
Normally a bagel, you go to the store, get a bagel. I like bagels. You go to the store, get a bagel. It's like 350 calories in a bagel.
Mm-hmm.
Theirs have about 70 calories and they have 2 grams of net carbs, which if you're like a keto person, net carbs are important to you because that's like the empty carbs that make you fat, basically.
This is witchcraft.
Right. Yeah. And so they're like a much healthier version of a bagel. And they're
I gotta be honest with you, the way you're pronouncing bagel, I'm not a huge fan
bagel is one of those words that every time I come up to it and bag as well.
Yeah. What's going on there?
It's the North.
You're from the same place I'm from.
It's the North Dakota heritage. So my mom is from North Dakota.
Somewhere else.
And my mom's from North Dakota. And anytime I come up to those words, I try and get out of that sentence so bad.
I can sense you're very tentative around this word.
I hate those words.
Say it the right way, and you won't feel that way anymore,
dude.
John.
What is it? Bagel? It's not bagel.
It's not bagel.
It's bagel, which is what I'm saying.
It's bagel, but you say it with like an E almost, like bagel. Like you.
Bagel is what I'm saying, dude.
That's insane the way you're pronouncing it. You can't understand the way you're saying it wrong?
No, I'm hearing the same thing you're hearing.
What do you call a body of water that cuts into the land in like a U shape?
A bay.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the first syllable of the word.
Bagel. Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
That time you said it.
So I should think of it as spelled
the way you
I should
were
think of it as spelled BAYGEL.
100%. That's what the word is.
But what about bag?
It's bag. Yeah.
It's not pronounced bag?
No, it's not pronounced bag. What do you mean? What kind of question is that? That's a different word.
Bag is how I pronounce it.
That's insane. Yeah. You're like one of the Pello people.
It's in North Dakota.
You say Pello?
That's a different thing. So you talk
not allowed.
Have you not heard like Minnesota accents?
I've heard them. I always say this stuff to them. I say, "Cut it out. Talk like a human, please.
Stop that shit right now."
I'm from the Pacific Northwest. If you're not like me, below me.
Yeah, then you're wrong.
He's wrong about it. I don't like it out. Talk right,
dude. Okay, so since we're on this accent kick, this is a little digression.
I would love to spend the entire.
We're gonna come back. But listen,
it means a lot to me.
How do you speak English without an accent?
I mean, there's always an accent. I mean, I'm aware of that. I'm not so.
No. It just what would non-English like when I say what would non-accented English most likely sound like?
You're also saying like English. I don't know what's going on with you today.
Well, I think because what I think it would sound like is sort of like American English with pretty non-regional diction, right? It wouldn't be like a Southern accent, it wouldn't be Northeast, it'd be American English with non-regional diction.
I do think, I mean, this might be my bias, but I do think that the general like Northwestern, like we don't.
It is. So news stations like people from the mountain region and from the Northwest because they have non-regional diction.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, there's something to that. We have less culture of our own, I guess.
So I have asked Australian people this and British people this. How do you speak English without
Australians?
How do you speak English without an accent? And they've said the same thing. It's like non-regional American English. And I'm like, how fucked up is it that we took your language and the way that you do it right now is how we do it?
Hell yeah, brother.
You are English.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's American English. They're still like
that one. That's like in their mind. That's how you speak it without an accent.
Is that real? But I mean,
that's what I've been told.
Are different. Australians were already just like the criminals of England, right? Isn't that like historically accurate? I mean,
I don't know. I don't know that. I just know that I've asked both.
I don't know it either, but I've
asked both people from the UK and from Ireland. Do you think that's different from the UK and from Australia? All the same thing, and they've all said it's like non-regional American English. And here's the evidence: when Keith Urban sings, man does not have an accent. When the Beatles sing, they don't have an accent. They sing without accents because we do it right, even though it's not even our language in the first place. The most American thing we've ever done is just hijack this language.
I mean, I'm with it, but just start pronouncing your A's like A's, you know? Dog?
Yeah, all right, cool. So
I don't want to hear any of those pillows and begs.
Pillow is how I say it.
Yeah, it's pillow. Okay. Well, I mean, that's a common one that a lot of people say pillow.
I think that's a different region than the northern Midwest.
Also, my fiance says ibuprofen. And every time I go, why are you saying it like that? She goes, saying it like what? I go, ibuprofen? And she goes,
she just puts emphasis.
I'm saying ibuprofen. I'm like,
she puts emphasis on the I.
She goes, what? You got it immediately. And I'm like, how do you not hear the difference of what we're saying? It's not ibuprofen. It's ibuprofen. Like now I'm all I'm all turned up. I did that one on accident. But
right.
Anyway, cut this.
Another example of this is Royal. So we got Breeze, Royal Bread. And here's my theory on this. I think that right now
we got American English as a replacement of
English, the better version of English, really.
Yeah, we've nailed it. That's why people are buying it all over the world now.
Yeah, that's why Keith Urban sings like he's from fucking Colorado, yeah.
Colorado Keith, we call him.
Boulder Keith, you know?
Yeah, Keith-orado,
yeah,
baby.
Keith-orado. So I think that my theory on this is that the reason it's hard to make a new physical product company work right now is because there's just not as much money.
People are broke.
Yeah, people are broke.
Yeah.
You know, call whatever the reason is. I'm not here to speculate. I'm not an economist.
Thanks, Biden.
Yeah. I was going to say thanks, Obama. You know, it's a throwback joke.
Fair.
Throwback to like a long time ago.
It's good old days.
When were people saying that? Thanks, Obama.
I mean,
all the time,
when he was the president.
But we didn't do that before that. We didn't go like, thanks, Bush.
Yeah, probably not. I think it was probably that
specifically
joke
Obama
came up under Obama, right?
Yeah.
That would have been the president.
That was when its comeuppance was.
Yeah.
So I think that, people are broke, but they are willing to like buy something that will make them slightly healthier if it like is kind of just as good, like very close at least. You know what I mean? So like if you eat a Royo bagel, it's pretty good. It tastes good. It's not like a normal bagel. It's a little bit thinner. It's a little lighter. It actually doesn't like feel as heavy in your stomach. And it's pretty good. High Key is another good example of this as a brand. Does like cookies, crackers, things like that. And it's like, they're not exactly like cookies, but they're pretty good. I like them. And I can spend roughly maybe the same amount of money, maybe a little bit more for this thing that I'm going to eat the junk anyway. Why don't I just make it like healthier junk? In all honesty, like, you know, the Royal bagels, there's probably some ingredients in there that aren't like the best. They're probably kind of frankenfoody. I don't know. I don't want to like put them on blast like that. Same with Breeze, same with High Key, but it's like probably better than eating a Chips Ahoy cookie.
It's like when you make I'm going to be healthy. I'm going to switch from Pepsi to Diet Pepsi.
Yeah,
like,
I think
now
so.
I'm going to be
I think
slim.
this is the new version of Diet Coke.
Yeah, what is it? Sucralose? Is that what they use in those? Or no, that's
when the aspartame is what everybody's against. Yep. They're like, I think you should just drink the sugar instead.
Like,
I'm like,
sugar's
I don't know, dude.
No, aspartame is the devil.
I think you're still better off drinking
electricity. Benjamin Franklin's a liar.
Benjamin Franklin is the devil.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think you can make a brand work that's a replacement brand right now. So other spaces that I think you could do this. I don't know. What do you think?
Whoa. Okay. So I mean, okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
I like this. I like this taking your general hypothesis, which I'm on board with. I like it. Makes sense. It makes sense. Even if you break it down kind of intellectually, why it's working. I agree with that hypothesis too. Yeah, I like the idea of like taking this idea of stretching. Like, where could this be applied? Yeah, this sort of formula applied where you wouldn't think to apply it automatically. I always skew to like entertainment first, right? Like, okay. Like I'm like, what? I mean, I'm literally word vomiting right now. I don't know where I'm going as I'm talking. But like, maybe there's like entertainment stuff you could replace with different entertainment that's like healthier. Like, I got one.
Yeah, this is what we're trying. This is what I'm trying to do with this podcast.
Wait a second, John. Was this all a ploy?
Entertain. Like, look, if you like comedy podcasts or you like whatever, like something that's just there to entertain you, it's like, yeah, we're trying to do the same thing, but maybe give you a little bit of something that makes you a little smarter,
a little better for you. We'll give you what you need. We'll give the degenerates their little comedy fix. Hopefully, we'll make you laugh once or twice.
Usually, not you and I, but when there's actual comedians on.
But maybe it actually stimulates your brain a little bit too. And you think like, whoa, did I just think about some businesses for a second? You come up with a business idea, and now you're making more money. I know. On a recent episode, I learned what EBITDA was for the first time, and I've been working in marketing for years without knowing that.
Well, I still don't know what it is.
Well, when I said I learned, what I mean is I heard somebody try to describe it, and I almost learned.
Yeah.
So that's a step in the right direction.
That's a step in the right direction for you, for sure. So yeah, I think stuff like that. Shark Tank, good example, right? Like
right. Don't have real sharks. Let's have like holographic sharks because we don't want to like take them away from their families in the ocean.
Yeah. Totally. I thought you were going with a holographic like Mark Cuban there, but Oh,
you're talking about the television show.
Talking about the television show Shark Tank.
My mistake.
Yeah. Or like the Bear, the Prophet, like those ones. I'm thinking of all business ones, but or anything Discovery Channel or whatever. It's like entertaining, but you learn a little bit. That's a good comp, I think. Yeah.
A lot of those shows are just too boring though.
Yeah.
So they need their like
Shark Tank's probably got it better
hybrid.
From a business standpoint. Shark Tank's probably nailed it a little bit better than most.
I'm pretty into anything like Gordon Ramsay. I think he does a lot of this stuff pretty well.
Yeah.
Where like you find yourself like, why do I know about the dynamics of like building a restaurant menu? Why do I know the formula for how to price a dish?
Yeah.
I mean, that's not useful
only because of Hell's Kitchen.
Yeah, because I like Gordon Ramsay dropping the F-bomb right in people's faces, like 6 inches away from their faces, calling them stupid. I almost said feces. Yeah. He doesn't do that.
He does that to their feces as well. He's like, what? You're not even eating good food, I can tell.
Yeah, is that your food in there?
They should be floating. It should be floating in there, and yours is sinking. So you're eating like shit.
That's it.
Yeah. All right. My next idea. So I think you could do a replacement brand. I think it's got to be something that people, it's like they do this thing, but they know it makes them a little unhealthy. Caffeine is a big one right now. People are trying to replace caffeine with something. But like, here's the thing. It's got to actually actually have the effect. It's got to actually do the thing. And if you're going to put it in your mouth, it's got to taste good. Otherwise, it won't work.
It's fair.
That's true in most areas of life. Not all. But
there's a layer of things. I think caffeine people might be too connected to. I don't know. I guess if you can replace alcohol, you could probably replace anything.
Well, like, look, I'm drinking a Monster right now. If you could give me a beverage that I enjoy just as much and also gives me sort of the effect of caffeine, then I would replace. But most replacement stuff just doesn't hit the mark is the thing. So I think you actually have to do what you think you're going to do. And if your brand's not taking off, it's because you're not.
This is where a lot of the like vegan options or something, when
just not as good.
Well, I mean, it's smart for a business.
Poppy or Olipop are good examples of this.
Yeah, like I get that it's smart for a business to have those options because you're hitting a different market when you do. But I think that's always the dream for some kind of like vegan brand or some vegan offering to be like, it's so good, we're going to get the other people to like Impossible Burgers and stuff. Where for a second there was such a hype train around them. They're like, I think we're going to replace beef. Honestly.
Yeah, like we're really not going to eat cows anymore. Yeah,
too much of a big swing. Like I am proud to eat beef.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay, so my next idea is.
We're done with that one. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
I thought we were going to brainstorm some more replacements.
Do you have any?
No, not really. Yeah, well, I mean, like I can think of failed ones. Is really like clothing. When people go like, oh, it's more like sustainable or something. But like, hey, if it's going to be like scratchy or something, like I'm not into it.
If it's not comfy, if it doesn't look
why are
like
all
you
the
look
things
good.
that are bad for the planet nice on my skin? I don't know.
I think price also matters a little bit. Like people are willing to pay a little more,
of course.
But again, remember that it's replacing because it's replacing because you're not able to make an additional brand. So I think anytime I hear a supplement or something like that that's saying, oh, this is sort of like in supplement to or additional to stuff, I'm like, you're going to have a harder time. You need to try and replace something that's like a bad habit now. So if you're going to have an eco-friendly shoe company or a clothing company, then it has to look just as good. It has to feel just as good. It has to be just as long lasting. And it has to be not that much more expensive.
I also think there's a little bit of a difference here where like most of the stuff that you feel like is negative about clothing in particular, like you're shamed about because it's like hurting the world, right? Which I'm not saying is a good thing. It's bad. But the ones that seem like, if I'm not mistaken, like the ones that we're talking about as winners that are hitting things that are like bad for you. It's more of like an immediate, like, oh, it's not like you have to worry about the world.
It's not about the world. It's about you.
It's about you. And I think, I mean, in marketing, that's kind of like, that's a stronger messaging. And any kind of replacement, I would say it's something that person could see the immediate benefits of if you're looking for a replacement brand. So
all right,
some they already have shame or negative feelings towards. So
next thing I have is the other type of brand I'm seeing work right now is an existing product reimagined. So, and this, we've seen this like over and over throughout, like you go back on this one, but a couple good examples right now that a lot of people know about are the company Dude Wipes is just like baby wipes basically. But we put them in black packaging and we made them for dudes who like to shit in the woods. And we're like, this is man stuff.
I mean, they're flushable, right? I don't even think you have to.
Yeah, I know. I mean, yeah, you can.
You like a little freshening.
You can shit in your toilet, but also I think that their original play was like, oh, it's for like outdoor people who like to shit in the woods. And now they're like, well, to be a little more mass market, because there's a very small portion of men who enjoy shitting in the woods.
Did you ever do the Alabama wet wipe?
I don't know. What's the Alabama wet wipe?
Well, okay. let me ease into this. You ever used a bidet? You a bidet guy?
I've never used a bidet, not once.
Really? Wow.
Not even
so
once.
Uncultured.
Dude, don't even bidet once, dude.
Wow, you bidet shaming right now?
Bidet is like meth. One time can kill you.
What worries you about it? What are your concerns about bideting?
I don't know that I actually have any concerns. I was kind of just doing a bit.
I mean, that's fair, but like, why haven't
you're like, I was too. You're not supposed to drop it.
What are you worried about? Like, what's going on there? Why?
I think I'm worried about like, liquid rape.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. You're worried it's gonna be non-consensual? Yeah.
Like I'm like, I gave you permission to put the tip in, but I didn't give you permission to give me an enema.
Yeah, I mean, you're speaking as an uneducated person on the topic. Like, you have control of it. These things aren't like...
Yeah, no,
it's not AI driven. Like, this is how much water he needs. It's not going to be clean. It's not like that. It's knob based.
I guess maybe also part of that is I don't know that I trust myself to know the level. I might just be like, what's the top one feel like?
It's a pretty quick learning curve, let me tell you. Because you're right.
That's what I'm saying. Is like, I'm like, man, you get an enema once.
You get over it real fast. Because it's life-changing. It is life-changing. You're much cleaner. It's superior. It is.
Yeah.
I mean, I've had them and then not had them. And you can't never go back either. It's a lot of people say that stuff. You can. It's fine. But like the Alabama wet wipe is, you're used to that. You really don't feel as clean when you don't have the moisture anymore. Like, because it's true. The selling pitch everybody.
I don't know what the Alabama wet wipe is.
I'm getting to that.
Okay, sorry.
Getting to that. So, like,
is it like your sister?
Well, people say like the selling point is like, hey, if you got shit anywhere else on your body, you just had streak of shit on your arm,
right?
Are you just gonna wipe that off dry and be like, done, good to go? You're probably gonna get water involved, yeah.
Well, look, I wipe shit off babies all the time, and I'm just like, look, as long as I can't see it anymore.
Well, yeah, but if it's on you, if it's on your body, you're probably wiping it off with some water.
Again, you got to talk to mama babies, because I think she's like, I don't have time for water.
So an Alabama wet wipe is you get toilet paper as usual.
Yeah, you just put it under some water.
You give it one of these.
Oh, you give it a little hot to it.
You gotta spit on that thing.
You spit on it?
Yeah.
You just do like a dude wipe, but with your own.
So yeah, I mean, I'm gonna replace dude wipes now with just Alabama wet wipe,
wipes. Yeah,
hot 2 wipes.
Yeah,
it's not bad.
By the way,
2 wipes, so you get your money back.
If you get her involved, I think that'll kill it.
There you go, hawk to a girl. Get to it.
So yeah,
partner up with dude wipes.
Dude wipes is one of those. Another replacement or another product reimagined brand that I've mentioned before is Hostage Tape.
Sure,
it's just tape. And then they're like, hey, what if we told guys that it's healthy to tape your mouth shut while you sleep, and got them to believe it somehow. And then a bunch of dudes and girls at this point are like, I should do that. And they're like, here's some special duct tape that helps you be a crazy person better. And honestly, I'm kind of bought in. Like now, that's one of those things you can't unhear, where when somebody's like, oh, it's like pretty bad for you to sleep with your mouth open. Yeah. And then you can't ever unnotice the fact that like, yeah, I always snore and my mouth's open. My mouth feels like crap in the morning. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Your jaw, like, I think dental, like, it's bad for your teeth.
Yeah. So like
slack jawed.
But it's just tape, right? Where they just kind of like reimagined it to a different thing.
It's special tape, John.
Yeah.
It's for hostages only. I think I have the new. I think I have one.
Yeah, go for it.
I think I got a replacement. So your regular run-of-the-mill set of handcuffs.
Yeah.
Reimagined as a new babysitting device.
Yeah. That's a good one.
Bang.
Yeah. No,
Done.
I mean, I think if you could get some kind of feeder on there too.
I mean, not totally necessary, but whatever. Yeah, you want to get all glamorous about it.
You know, at least some water.
Whatever, okay.
An idea that I have that's slightly more serious than that is I got this idea the other day.
That was as serious as guess.
Driving through McDonald's. All right, I'm going through McDonald's, and girl leans out to hand me my food, and she just has like the biggest and most obvious hickey right there on her neck. And I'm like, I didn't know you guys were still doing that. Like, that's just like, that feels very like early 2000s to have a hickey on your neck. You know, I haven't seen one in a while.
I got to tell you, the most 5 recent hickeys I've seen, all fast food workers. It's like a thing.
It's a fast food thing specifically.
They're just getting it on in there. They're like, flip a burger, make out in the broom closet, like
hickey up.
That's what they do.
You got to hickey each other up.
You know, hey, can you go wipe down booth number 3? Sure, let me just catch a quick.
Yeah. They got them on the back of the neck.
They're very passionate people in the fast food industry. Fast food workers, you know, I mean, they need love too.
Known for their passion.
Yeah. Highly passionate. Well, it was not in their work, so they got to have a passionate outlet somewhere.
Yeah, giving each other hickeys is the outlet. Yeah, they're like, this job sucks. Yeah, I'm not going to care about this, but
my job sucks, so I should suck on this neck. Yeah. Makes sense. Checks out.
But Shatrice, pretty passionate about sucking on her neck. That's
Shatrice, huh? Yeah. What a name to pull out of nowhere. Nice.
I think I was going to go with Sarah, but then I was like, that just seems too white.
There's probably too many people named that.
Yeah.
Let's go with something a little more out there.
Yeah. Anyway, so she leans out. She gives a huge hickey.
Well, hold on. Now I'm confused about the story.
She got a huge hickey on her neck. And as I'm driving away, I'm thinking,
are these twins?
Product reimagined is just makeup, but it's hickey makeup.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then it's like you can sell it to dudes.
Well, I mean, you
basically mostly are selling it to fast food workers.
Yeah. It's called like
your primary market.
Yeah.
Like all your ads are just like inside of McDonald's.
It's the hickey fryer or something, you know? So they're like, oh yeah, that's for me because I work with fryers a lot, you know?
Yeah, and I get a lot of hickeys working with fryers, obviously.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. Anyway, so product reimagined. Any other product reimagined ideas?
I mean, so many.
Besides baby handcuffs?
Not babies, John. Like,
oh, not babies, just like teenagers?
Babysitting. Yeah, like kids. Just kids.
Oh, like what age are we? What ages are we talking?
Well, I mean, babies, they kind of have handcuffs on themselves. A lot of them can't move. I don't know if you know that much about babies, but a lot of them are pretty immobile.
Yeah,
until a certain age.
They do frown upon it when you just like leave them in the crib for 4 or 5 days, though.
I think the ideal market.
I've noticed people don't like it when I do that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, probably the baby himself more than anybody. Yeah. But I'm talking like the ideal market for this like reimagined handcuff. Let's call it like the kid cuff, maybe something a little more friendly.
Yeah. I mean, sounds like a winning product already.
Sounds like, like even cuff, we could probably work on that name a little bit. But like, I'm thinking of like, parents of age like 8 to 12, you know, and they're like, hey, you're a little too, or only for like the rainbow, like consider it an alternative to like drugging your kids, like you want to like Ritalin them up to calm them down, like, hey, they can only move so much.
You're giving your kids Ritalin to calm them down, huh?
I don't know, dude. Is that what Ritalin does?
I think it does the opposite.
Isn't that the desired effect?
It's an ADD medication, so it's
supposed to calm them down, right?
Most ADD medications are like uppers.
Okay, but the effect is that they're less.
They're more focused. It's like caffeine.
Yeah,
it's like how you're more focused on caffeine.
Yeah, well, they'll stay a lot focused if they can only see a few things in the house at once. Chain to the banister.
Yeah, no, I mean,
we can come out with a chain version of it. It'll be good.
Yeah, I mean, I think hostage tape could make a spin-off of this.
It's
honestly.
not bad. That's not bad.
It's like kid hostage. Tape.
There you go.
Tape them to stuff.
Where do I invest?
Yeah.
Take my money.
Yeah. All right. Next thing I got is this is if you wanted to get to like 1 million as a one-person company.
Okay.
I think that there's an opportunity here, and this may be a little bit more serious idea, so we can kind of move by it quick. If
boring.
You want. I know it's very boring. I think that there is a space for like, if you were trying to do it as a one-person company, like a take a chance agency. So instead of charging a fee for your services like most agencies do, you could, I think this would work particularly well. Like as a content creator and podcaster, I get hit up so often by clips editors. Everybody's like, yo, let me level up your clips game, bro. And that's what they all sound like, and that's the DM template that they have when they DM me on Twitter and Instagram. Like, bro, let me know when you're ready to level up your clips game. It's
that's
like,
what the dudes from India are pretending to sound like these days.
Exactly. Yeah. They're like, hello, bro. That wasn't a good one. I'm not going to do that, actually.
No, try again. Run it back.
I need an Indian accent in my head.
Please let me level up.
Clip.
All right. That was okay. Yours was so bad it couldn't have been offensive. Mine was still bad, but just enough to be offensive. Yeah, highly offensive.
Welcome to my editing store.
All right.
Let me level up your clipped game.
Okay, we milked that cow. She's dry. I like it.
Yeah, they don't do that in India, though. Cows are sacred.
That's true. What a weird example I used there.
Yeah. Anyway, actually, they might still give milk.
Honestly, hold on. Great business idea. Go milk the cows in India.
And
There's so much milk.
Sell it as like a, well, they might still milk them. They might still milk them. They just don't eat them. Do Indians milk cows?
I mean, this is a need to know basis. If not, that's a gold mine.
Yeah.
Would you rather drink regular milk or sacred milk? Sacredmilk.com. Get it. I'm in. Sacred butter. We can make all kinds of products out of that.
Yes, they do drink milk in India. So
shit. Well,
okay. So yeah,
still we could kill them without the Indians looking. Call it sacred beef. Same.
Yeah, I think that's got to already be happening. You know what I mean? It's kind of some black market beef.
Yeah, like poachers.
Yeah. So the take a chance agency idea is instead of just hitting up content creators and saying, hey, like I'll do your thumbnails or do your clips, because guess what? Early stage content creators don't have is very much money. And the later stage content creators that do have money,
they got the best of the best already.
They got their shit figured out. They don't need you. And so I think you hit up early stage ones. I think what you got to be here is you got to be a little bit better at, instead of just like doing this blanket outreach thing, I think you got to be a little bit better at like looking and watching some of the content creators and being like, this guy's got it. And then you reach out to them and you say, I'm not going to charge you. What I want is a cut. And I'm going to do your clips for you. I'll do your thumbnails for you. I'll do like the YouTube editing. I'll do all of that for you. But when your YouTube channel gets monetized, I want 30 or 40% of the ad revenue from YouTube. When you get a brand deal, I want X% of the brand deal. And you just like say, I just want a cut of your business. And then you're kind of doing some stock picking. You can diversify a little bit by having maybe a few clients, but you're doing a little bit of stock picking.
This feels like
this is a good one for like somebody who's having a hard time cracking into a saturated agency space.
Yeah.
This reminds me of an example that I heard where a company that was like a construction company in the UK, the way he cracked.
They're still building stuff? Isn't the whole island taken up at this point?
Old. This is an old older company.
Good. Because I was going to say they got to stop building there.
They're a commercial construction company, and he went on to have another like big company as well. But the way that he cracked into the commercial construction market, he had no connections or anything, but he knew the construction industry pretty well. And like he'd worked in it and he knew how to like project manage. And the way that he cracked into it is what's the biggest problem with construction projects is they go over time and over budget. And so he said, for every day that we go over the deadline, I will pay you $5,000.
Dang.
But you pay me an extra $1,000 for every day we're under it.
Oh.
And so he like kind of just like de-risked it big time. So I think the same thing of like you could do the same thing in the agency space.
Interesting.
Yeah. Do you have any thoughts on this? Or are you like, okay, that was boring, let's move on?
I think you could go broke doing it.
Just to be clear, I think this is probably only going to work for like somebody who's kind of like young, has low personal overheads, etc.
Yeah, I mean, you'd also have to be good, right?
Yep.
Like that's because if you're making a bet that you're gonna.
And you got to pick someone who's, yeah.
This actually sounds like a great bet for like, I'm thinking of it more applied to like the people who are already a part of a team of somebody who's made it essentially. Like you then can do the like 90s version of like picking the new boy band. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I already know if you make Mr. Beast's videos for him, if you edit his thumbnails or whatever, right? Like that's the hardest job in the company, right?
Yeah.
But like, hey, you're good at thumbnails.
Yeah.
You're really good at it. You could probably take some bad videos, make great thumbnails and get them a ton of clicks. You could then pick whatever creator you want from all the, peasants below Mr. Beast at that point. Yeah. And you could be like, hey, I'll make you huge. I want a cut.
Yeah, I think you could even do it at a level where maybe it's not huge. If you get some work, I think you could leverage like doing some free work for a big creator. If you make a thumbnail or a clip or something like that, a clip that goes viral or a thumbnail on a video that does well or something like that, you could leverage that to like go to the lower level creators and be like, I don't charge you anything. This is what I do. And then you can kind of like get in with them. I think the best place to target is creators that are going to keep consistently creating content. You think they're good and they're just probably barely monetized or right on the edge of getting monetized on their YouTube channel. Because then you can at least create some cash flow right away, even if it's not a ton. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're cutting into that YouTube revenue right away. All right, next one I've got. And this is gonna be a little game that we're gonna play. So we're gonna call this bank account business ideas.
Is there a winner to this game?
No. It's just a fun segment.
All right.
Bank account business ideas, where you open up your banking app. If you're looking for a business idea, you're like, what business do I start? I want to get rich. You open up your banking app, and I already have mine ready. So it's a little bit of a cheat code. So I'll go first. And you just look at the things you've spent money on and be like, what the hell is that? You look into like, what do you keep spending money on in your life? And how could you get into your own revenue stream? Does that make sense? Okay. So here's my idea. All right. So I've got kids who are between the ages of 3 and 7. My oldest is almost 8. Kids between the ages of 3 and 7 have so many friends who are having birthdays. Like if I look through my banking app, I'm like, hey, like wife. I'm not going to say her name, I guess. Why not? I don't know. Privacy?
Just say a name that's like close.
Kinsey's my wife's name.
Whoa.
Mackenzie.
Is that the first time you've named her on the pod?
Well, I just realized if somebody goes to my Instagram, they can find her. Like I say I'm married to her. So like whatever.
So what's her social security number?
Yeah. 646. Anyway, so I'm like, hey, what is this $120 charge at this place? Or what is this 100? And she's like, oh, this person had a birthday party and then this person had a birthday party. We had to get birthday gifts for them. Mm-hmm. And then I'm like, okay, cool. Next week, I'm looking at my bank statement and I'm like, what's this Venmo? Oh yeah, this person was having a birthday party and so-and-so was getting gifts for them and I like Venmo'd them for it. All right. So this is 2 weeks in a row now. And then again, the following week. And dude, this is summer. It is summer right now. We're having all these birthday parties. We're not even talking about the kids who have birthdays during the school year who invite the whole class. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, mathematically, right? Like kids with summer birthdays kind of checks out why there's so many kids, right? That means like when parents are cooped up.
Getting it on in the winter.
Yeah.
Well, I think there's still I think that during the school year, like there's a lot of kids, they're not even friends. Like these kids that she's saying, they're all actually friends with them.
Summer birthdays, by the way, we have summer birthdays.
Yeah.
The worst. All through your school years. I never got a single damn cupcake my entire life.
My elementary school would call all the summer birthdays on one day over the intercom.
Happy birthday, everybody, you fucking losers.
12 minutes of like...
Get a real birthday.
Yeah. It'd be 12 minutes of like Adam Jones and like just so many names. And we'd all walk down at the same time, get our stupid treat. And I was like, I got gypped. And meanwhile, we're having class parties for everyone else.
Yeah, no, those kids sucked.
Yeah.
They were just, they got everything handed to them on a silver platter their whole life. I think that's
it's true. Yeah.
We're the only ones who really know how to like earn things for yourselves.
They've got school year birthday privilege, you know, like it's like white privilege, but worse.
Yeah.
Way worse.
Privilege there, January.
Yeah. Or like, how about September? Oh, yeah, and you're the oldest in the class? Great. Yeah, okay. I bet you're most popular and most athletic too.
Yeah, I hope you get held back so you're even older. You're having a beard in middle school.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah.
Friggin' September birthdays. That's my daughter's actually a September birthday.
Well, you know, she's probably all right.
Yeah, honestly, no, she's probably the worst. You know, because all people in September.
Well, I mean, I'm glad you're at least taking a universal approach to this.
Yeah. I'm being intellectually consistent. So I think I think my idea here is how can I get into my own stream of revenue? I think that you could do a brand that's not necessarily like a toy company, but is like the brand that you like curate kids' birthday gifts. Mm-hmm. Right. And so it's like, you kind of do like the way that you advertise and position is you're like, look, like this is the one-stop shop for if you're putting on a kid's birthday party, or if you're going to a kid's birthday party and you need a good gift, and you could have like quizzes on there, like how old is this kid? What do you know about them? And you could be like, I don't know that. They're this age, whatever. And then you just be like, here's some good recommendations they'll probably like. And you just have like lots of products on there. I think you can also do content plays here. Like you could have like Instagram pages and TikTok pages of like kids' birthday memes, kids' birthday jokes, make videos about kids' birthday jokes, skits, that kind of thing.
Any business around this, there's some recurring elements here too, because when they're buying a birthday present for a certain kid, like exactly. Hey, guess what? You do 11 months later.
The data is just as you're gathering data on small children, and there is no more valuable market for the future.
Yeah. Hey, John, is little Tyler still into dinosaurs?
No, because he's 6 now.
Oh,
and he's
into pirates.
He's into pirates now, dude.
Well, guess what? We got a peg leg attachment. You can saw off his leg at the
trends.
knee.
Yeah, you know the trends. So it's like, hey, this kid's a 6-year-old. What is he into? And you're like, what's your budget? And they're like, honestly, it's like $30. Okay, well, most 6-year-old boys that are in this region are kind of into this. So like, here's a couple options for you. Just make it easy, because that's one of the worst parts of it. And also, I think when they go shopping, because my wife takes my kids to help pick out the birthday, and they have no concept of money.
That's not helpful.
They have no concept of money. They
just pick whatever they want.
Well, yeah, and they're like, he will like this, and this. Like, she's like, yeah, I mean, that checks out. I bet he would like all those stuff, and then she gets all of it. So I'm just saying, like, you're actually doing a service to the families while making money. What do you got?
I have no ideas.
Bank account business. What is your bank account? I'm just curious. Read me like the last, 10, 20.
Yeah. So I got a lot of like just weird transactional stuff in
DoorDash.
No, yeah. Bought some coffees, like coffee stands. I mean, I think people have spent plenty of money trying to figure out how to break into that business.
You've been having your hot girl days. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
You've been getting your iced latte and going tanning.
Hey, the blended. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, you could call it iced, I guess.
Blended. Sorry.
Not exactly.
I don't know the coffee game well.
It identifies as blended. Thank you. About a video game. Got any ideas there?
I just took a drink. Okay, so you bought a video game. What else have you bought?
Yeah, let's see what else here. I got paid. That's cool.
Yeah.
I don't want to replace that. I'd like that to stay the same, actually. Maybe we could increase that. That'd be fine.
Well, let's do an AI app that just takes the paycheck as it goes into your bank account and just makes it more.
Here's one. Yeah. That's great.
Kill it. Yeah.
I like
kill it. Yeah.
Let's do that.
Yeah.
Actually, you could like, there's already stuff like this, but like take a percentage automatically invested kind of thing.
Yeah.
That exists. I don't think that's new, but we could rebrand it. Call it something like Dude Bucks.
Yeah, Dude
Bucks. A la Dude Wipes. No, this is for the dumbass dudes who can't do it on their own.
Slap dudes obviously on the front of whatever, and then you're good. Yeah.
No, one that struck me that I actually would like to try to figure one out on, because this is something in my like.
This is in your take my money category. Yeah.
Well, in like ideas kind of way, I'm like, there's got to be a way about this, because I don't think it takes exactly an artisan's touch, and like. Honestly, they're not that good to begin with in a lot of places. Haircut was on there.
Okay.
All right. I think like obviously the idea of like haircut in a can is silly, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if there's a way you can do D2C haircuts, nothing like that. But if there could, right? If there was,
Yeah.
if there could, not a
could.
sentence.
Sure.
If you could, I mean, that would sell so well, John. What's the idea there? Just like shave your head at home and here's some wigs.
I'm going to hit you with a business I see I know out in the marketplace that's doing really well right now. Maybe this will get some juices flowing. I saw this at my bar. Like I go to a barber, like a proper barber for my haircuts.
You're a real grown up. I go to like Supercuts.
I know, dude. It's and the problem is I went to a barber once and I'm like, this is so much better.
I know that. I've been there and I reverted back. I've gone to the bidet and come back and I'm like, this
You're
is
just
worse, but
wiping
it
your
is
ass
cheaper.
with sandpaper at this point.
Yeah, no, this is
but on your
where
hair.
I'm at.
Yeah,
there's just something about me that's spending like more than $25 on a haircut.
Dude.
I'm like, dude, what the fuck am I doing?
I understand, but that wasn't what I was going to say. What I was going to say is at my barber, there is a guy who is a hair tattoo artist, which means when you go bald, he tattoos like hair, like as if you're shaving it on purpose. Mm-hmm. And it looks like you still have hair, but you like choose to shave it. And it is super popular. And I'm like, okay, there's something there. That's an idea. I don't know if you could do that. I don't think we should be at home, probably shouldn't be prison tatting ourselves at our homes.
I mean, who's to say what somebody should do?
D2C haircuts. I think that you could do this in tech. Like, I think that
we've got to be close. There's got to be something.
I think you could do an app that would like tell you, hey, like
scan your face,
scan your head, scan your style.
Here's the haircut you should have.
Where do you go? You go to a proper barber or do you go to Supercuts? Okay, if you go to Supercuts, this is what you should ask them for. If you go to a proper barber, like you should probably do this. You know what I mean? Like basically based on your budget and what you're into and your current style, here's what will look good on you. And maybe it's just an in-app purchases play. You know what I mean? I don't think anybody's going to buy this.
I mean, there's a billion like versions of in like futuristic movies. There's like helmet you put on and like the hair like gets sucked out with like water with air, like, you know, and it automatically. Do you think there's any future of any kind of thing like that?
There we go. Just a device.
Like in a real way. Like, is there any? I mean,
sure, yeah.
How I say this, knowing how ridiculous it sounds, but how complicated could it be when we've got stuff like AI?
Yeah,
you know, like
I think it's just if somebody sees a mark, it would take a lot of R&D.
On good haircuts going to someplace like Supercuts anyway. If that's what I'm replacing, like
I think it would take a lot of
haircuts
R&D.
Are terrible.
It would take a lot. The AI robots will just give you haircuts, like the ones that fold your laundry and do your dishes and stuff like that. They'll just give you haircuts.
I'm down. That would be the very first. Yeah. That would be like one of the main applications I would want. A robot butler be like, "Can you cut my hair?" Because yeah, man,
cut my hair, line me up. Make me look good, baby.
Yeah. Haircuts are uncomfortable. I don't like them. I mean, I like having them, but I don't like the process.
Say more. Why don't you like
my hair?
What do you mean uncomfortable? Or if somebody's hurting you, you need to say something. You need to tell an adult. Tell an adult.
No, I mean, it is like if we're looking for new business ideas, haircuts are awful, man. Like, think about it. If you're running errands,
yeah,
right? First of all, no matter what app or anything I use, like they'll be like, yeah, you show up like here this time. You won't have to wait. I always end up waiting for a little bit. You know what I mean?
That's
we can never figure out the timing on these things. Which okay, I get it. Yeah, it's like human stuff, and I get all that. But okay, let's move on from that. The haircuts are bad pretty often.
Yeah.
Even if you go to a good barber, I'm sure you're unhappy with certain, especially if people go to a good barber but a new barber. You're like, they fucked it up. They did something
they just don't like. They don't know what I normally like.
So even a skilled person can really mess it up, you know, according to you. It's all subjective, so it's tough. Right?
Yeah.
If I don't know about you, but haircuts land on days where I'm doing other errands.
Okay.
So like, unless I planned the haircut at the very end of that, which is usually like when everybody's getting haircuts, if you know what I mean, because it's like work's getting out or whatever. So I'll do it like, I'll get a haircut first. Then I'm walking around in like an itchy shirt all day.
Yeah.
Can't fix that even with just like another shirt because take it over your head, put it over. You're like, now that shirt's itchy. You just made
somebody
two
needs
shirts
to
itchy.
disrupt the haircut market.
If I could just do it at home, right?
Yeah.
I want to get haircuts at home. Because I've had haircuts at home because like my sister or my grandma or whatever used to give me haircuts. That's a great experience because you just get done, go right in the shower, boom, haircut's over. Back to the couch.
Well, but there's a price too, because some people do have that where somebody comes to their house and does haircuts, or some offices will have people come do haircuts and stuff like that. Yeah. It's just what you're saying is like, yeah, but I don't really want to pay more than $25 for a haircut still.
Right.
So I like accept this crappy experience, but somebody should disrupt this market in a way where I have a much better experience for my same $25.
I think maybe if
you could figure that out, if you could crack that, then you would have a great business.
I still would like would eventually love to cut out humans altogether, but even just like an Uber type of haircut app where you could hit the like, hey, don't want to talk button. You know what I mean? Because like that's the worst. I don't care if it's a barber who does a good job on your hair or whatever. Like I've never been in a conversation with somebody cutting my hair that I wanted to be in. Ever.
See, that is the upside of going to an actual proper barber.
They'll shut the hell up.
Or they'll talk to you about football.
I mean, you know I don't mind about that. Yeah, that's not bad. I can talk to somebody about football.
Most of the people at Supercuts are women.
What?
Is your Supercut not women?
No, it is.
Okay. Most people at Supercuts are women, and maybe they know about football, but like you don't automatically assume they want to talk about
You're just
football.
telling me you're saying that just barbershops are the
Go
answer.
to a barbershop. Yeah, you will like it better.
There's
for sure.
still issues though. You know what I mean? I'm still hitting on some pain points that like they probably do a better job with the hair and stuff, but like sure it might be itchy still after that. You know, if you got somewhere to go after that, it might be a little bit itchy. Like,
yeah, I mean, I don't feel like I am usually, but maybe you're more sensitive to it than I am.
You know,
but I do get what you're saying. Where you probably do need to upgrade your experience, but I do get what you're saying. Where
there's a cost.
If somebody could disrupt this market and like take over the Supercuts price point, but make this like a better experience.
I think Uber is actually a decent one because it's not like Uber was solving a problem that there was no solution to. It was just like taxis kind of suck.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And they just went like, hey, it doesn't have to suck that much. And
you can do
cheap.
this and it's about the same price or less.
I think when they started, it was cheaper, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could do Uber for haircuts. Yeah.
Right. Actually, that would be great to have like an Uber where like, hey, there's this person who cuts hair. Don't come to your house. Yep. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think that people want to do Uber for everything. So I doubt we could be the first people to think of that.
No, John, but this one will work. This one's a good idea.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Because it was our idea. Our baby is better than everybody else's baby.
That went without saying. I can't believe you even put that out there. That was offensive.
Yeah. By the way, when you had, I don't know if you've gotten this much because you didn't have, like your little kid experience is different than mine, like having little kids. Mm-hmm. But have you ever been told like your kids are cute?
I mean, no.
Okay.
That sounds so weird out of context, but like, yeah,
Well, you have a stepson who is a little older.
Yeah, I met him when he was 9. So
yeah,
like,
and you do have
kind of out, especially for a boy. That's kind of outside the cute window.
Yeah, well, and you have another like little kid, but you split custody, and also people don't call little boys cute as much probably as girls.
Yeah, it's a little different category.
It is strange though.
Yeah,
because if somebody says, "Hey, your kids are cute," that's not a compliment to you. Like, what do you say? If I was like, hey, your kids are cute, like, are you like,
thanks, I made them myself.
That's exactly what I say.
Yeah.
I'm like, I could teach you how. My part was really easy. But like, why are you telling me this?
Hey, here's the real thing.
Are you like, hey, your kids are cute? I'm like, okay. I mean, do you want to take them home? Like, what do we?
Here's the real, like,
make me an offer.
Cat's out of the bag. Most of those people are just full of shit anyway. Not saying that they don't think it's cute, but they're really after like, hey, think good things about me because I'm saying nice things to you, like,
right? I don't,
because honestly, if they really think that, it's really way more creepy than anything. Like, hey, stop.
I have a gripe with people who say that other people's kids are cute, and I also I feel oppressed as a man because I can't tell somebody that their kids are cute.
You get locked up.
A strictly female thing that you can do.
Yeah, no, I agree.
So this is my gripe. It's the end of the episode, so I just feel like we can say our gripes.
We're there already.
Do you want to say a gripe? Do you have a gripe?
Oh, gripe! I got lots of gripes.
Haircuts are clearly
I got gripes of wrath, baby.
Yeah, I mean, say a quick one, but
Oh, yeah. I
don't want you to, I'm not trying to let you complain all day.
That's my gripe.
You hate what?
Hairstylists. Yeah. I mean, that's on brand for the episode. Yeah. I'm not a big hairstylist fan. I don't like, there's lots of things.
I don't like the way they look. I don't like the way they smell. Yeah. I don't like the way they, are so condescending to me.
I'll be honest with you. As soon as
I don't like the way that they're your sister,
man. I'm trying to figure out a way to tap dance around this, but a haircut is kind of intimate.
It is.
Somebody's touching your head. They're kind of feeling your head and stuff, and that's a nice feeling. It's nice, It's not creepy. It can be okay, a little human touch or whatever, and it's like not just for no reason. It's for a goal of getting your haircut. But there's a very uncomfortable touch that can happen, and it's the like you're down lower and. Man, maybe this is a Supercuts effect. I don't know, but there's a certain body type.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Where you might get grazed.
Where you smell your shoulder afterwards, and you're like, "What is that?"
Well, like to feel like, I'm just that's like to feel like a gut or something, like kind of rub like.
Oh man, dude, gut was way more PG than I thought you were going with it.
What are you thinking?
Like,
butt?
have you ever? No, I mean
vagina.
Yeah, have you ever had a supercuts?
I've never had a vagina
stylist who's just the right size that like they like their their gooch is like right at shoulder level, but somehow they're not tall enough to like get the top of your head, and so they have to like lean. And it's like,
is this a Dr. Seuss character? It's like curly cute around. Like,
you got a really short torso and short arms. They got T-Rex arms. And you're like, why does my shoulder smell so weird after I get haircuts?
It sounds like it makes a lot more sense why you found yourself in barbershops quicker than me.
I will say that when you first start getting haircuts from men, you have that feeling of like, I'm going to have like a dude touching my hair.
Yeah.
But then after you get over it the first or second time, you're like, this is so much better. We can talk about football or basketball, or we can not talk at all. No, we can not talk and we're both okay with that.
I'm with you. It is a superior experience. The price point is too much, especially for something that I have a hard time paying a lot for things that I know are recurring.
I know.
For a lot. Because someone's like, what, am I sending your kids to college here? Like, you know, like.
Well, you are, yes.
Yeah, exactly.
The answer is yes.
I don't want
that. Is how they support their children.
I want the robot butler to cut my hair.
And you're like, I don't want your kids to go to college. I want them to be stupid supercuts.
Yeah. Or
hairstylists like you.
Or at least, if I have to
with weird short arms.
If I need a human to do it, I want them to come to me. I feel like that's the least they could do. I don't know.
Yeah, I hear you.
I want that. That's something I want.
Uber for haircuts. Do that. Uber for haircuts. It's a V1.
It's a V1.
Yeah.
It's a V1. We're going to roll out V2 next week, so stay tuned. We're taking investments now. Angel round.
Seed round. Yeah.
Yeah. I know a lot about
I think angel rounds. And seed round are the same thing, honestly.
Probably.
Yeah.
The angel seed.
Right.
Now we're getting religious.
Different than the regular human seed. The angel seed.
And on that note, thanks for watching Dark Mode. I've been your host, John Coyle. You can find me at John Coyle on LinkedIn and other places.
And I'm Casey. Bye.
Nope. Bye. Bye. Okay.